Hey guys, it's Maxie here and welcome to the latest episode of The Young Team, the Motherwell save on FM19, where we hope to eventually win the league with the young team that Motherwell have at the moment. As you can see, financially we are not doing very well at the moment. We are a little bit over our wage bill. We seem to be turning a proper loss this season. I'm hoping the likes of television revenue and a player sale potentially this month, more likely in the summer, will keep us afloat. So pretty much what Motherwell base themselves on in real life. We've got a few players that are attracting attention from elsewhere. If we can get an inflated price in this game, which tends to happen, then hopefully it can be alright. So what have you missed since that game against Celtic? Basically, Motherwell turning everything into true to real life for them. We had an absolutely shocking December, as you can see there. Basically salvaged by a late victory against Hamilton in the month. And yeah, I'll just go through it game by game. You can see how this was pretty true to real life. So after losing to Celtic, unluckily, we took on Hearts. Very unlucky there, goal from Uche Ikepezu and then Vanacek in the last minute. We did try and push forward at the end to try and get a goal, which is why they scored a 90 plus 3. So similar to real life, we lost there. St Johnstone, we were very unlucky. We were 1-0 down thanks to Charles Dunn giving away a penalty, which Tony Watt converted. Ross McCormack stepped up to score and Curtis Main put us 2-1 up. But basically we just couldn't hold out. I tried to go as defensive as possible, but we were sucker punched by a counter-attack from St Johnstone's Dre Wright to make it 2-2, so a bit poorer result to real life. We then took on Celtic. I've basically done the same as real life and played the reserve team, prioritising St Mirren, Kilmarnock and Hamilton. We actually did well. We held out for 61 minutes before Bayo got his first goal. Scott Allen made it 2-0. And Bale made it 3-0. We actually went quite attacking at the end. We ended up with McCormack, Johnson and Main in a 4-3-3. Just try to push and see what we could do with some of the players that don't usually start. Next up we had St Mirren, which in real life Motherwell somehow lost this game to a Simone and Jackson goal. He did score here, but it was an equaliser after an early goal from David Turnbull. We brought Danny Johnson on. I don't think we were terrible, but we just lacked something, we just couldn't seem to get that killer goal to give us, a victory and a well-needed 3 points. Kilmarnock, another Charles Dunn conceded penalty. They actually conceded another one after this, which Chris Boyd missed. So 2 penalties conceded by Charles Dunn, and Jordan Jones made it 2-0. Again, just a bad day at the office. Giving Connor Sam a match in his return from injury, but pushing, you can see there McCormack on, Danny Johnson on, a variety of attacking players, but just could not score. And yeah, very, very poor December. Pretty similar to Motherwell's, the last 2 Decembers we've had a pretty bad run at. So by this time, the fans are really complaining about my 4-1-4-1 formation. So we changed it to the away tactic, the 4-4-2 against Hamilton. And let's be honest, it wasn't as plain sailing as that scoreline insists there. Charles Dunn gave another penalty. This is a regular theme, Charles. But Tony Andrew scored that. Managed to go 2-1 up for goals from Elliot Freer and Chris Cadden before Delphin Tishembe was sent off after Bullock had made it 2-2. Matt Kilgallen made it 3-2, very poor, going down to 10 men. But then we started to turn the screw. Alex Rodriguez-Gorin made it 3-3, Curtis Main 4-3, a penalty for McCormack made it 5, an absolutely belter of a free kick from Ross McCormack made it 6, and then a penalty and a hat-trick for Ross McCormack, and then 90 plus 4 made it 7-3. I'm actually going to jump into the game to show you that McCormack goal if it lets us. Let's hope, because this is a live com, but honestly it's one of the better goals I saw. We saw a lot of goals in this Football Manager which have just been long range raspers. This one, free kick, and it's just so simple, gives Gary Woods no chance, and just a fantastic goal there. You see a lot of chances for both teams, a lot of bookings. It was quite a dirty game. At the end of the day, 7-3 against your rivals, and a good way to bring in the new tactic. I don't play friendlies, but we were put into pretty decent ones, Vitesse Arnhem and Dynamo Zagreb, during our winter break. Normally Motherwell, I think, would take a week off, I think, and then the other week they would go on a training camp. I think that's how it works. I don't know, to be honest, but I know they've done Tenerife in real life, so maybe they've played some out there, but in this, it was 2 home games. I drawn a win over 2 very decent names, and hopefully that can put us in a good stead this match against Hibs, because you're straight into the Scottish Cup. The good thing is, if we get any players that are lacking match sharpness, Hibs are as well. and then a pretty difficult match again against them in the league, but then 3 really winnable matches before you start getting those horrible games before the split. League table, if we quickly round all this up before we get into the game, you can see there it's pretty much split into three sections. Celtic lead the way by 7 points, but you could argue them to Aberdeen is pretty tight. Then you've got a mini table between ourselves, St Mirren and Hearts battling for that 6th place, 1 point in it between the 3 teams, a 10-point gap between us, and then Dundee, Hamilton, St Johnstone and Livingston. If St Johnstone did go down, there'd be a few players there I'd like to try and raid for, but 17 games left this season. I think we need to just concentrate on the now and then worry about that stuff going forward. We do have some news on the transfer front. Alex Rodriguez-Gorin is going back to Romania. He's going to Dynamo Bucharesti. We basically weren't playing him enough and he wasn't happy to accept our contract. To be honest, he's going for like 2.5k wages, so he's quite a boost in his wages. He has played in Romania before. He was out there with Sepsky, I think that's how you pronounce it, before Motherwell brought him in the summer. So shame to lose him, but as I say, we're likely to go with Turnbull and Campbell in the middle of the park. We are bringing someone in. Fullback Charlie Seaman is on loan at Dundee United at the moment from Bournemouth, but fits the bill. 19-year-old, he'll be 20 next season. There's a lot of good raw attributes there that I think we can work on, develop and push him forward. I know left back's more a worry than right back, but I think we either sell Richard Tate or Richard Tate will make that left back berth his own. There is interest in him from Hull, so I mean it all depends there. Back on Charlie, you can see there a lot of good attributes you want in a fullback. Crossing's good, he's got good first touch, which is good. Tackling, marking's a bit worrying. A lot of mentals maybe could improve, aggression, bravery, composure, concentration, that's a lot, but I think it is stuff that you can look to develop on as you get older. Good work rate, and there's a few physical attributes that are in a good position. More so for a fullback, you're looking at the kind of pace side of things and the stamina. We can certainly work on the likes of strength and agility. So overall, pretty happy. 5'10", that's decent. It's not, we're going to look to have 2 big centre halves, so we'll need, maybe smaller fullbacks to accommodate, but hopefully it can be someone that can come in and do a job for us. So I think that is us pretty much up to date with where we are. Another big thing that was missing in those matches, Gaboli Aribi has been injured the whole time, so I think that's a big reason why we've struggled as well. We're also missing for this one players that shone in that Lanarkshire derby. So you're missing Elliot Freer, Jake Hastie, and Ross McCormack. Craig Tanner still a good wee bit to go. The good news is we've pretty much got everyone tied up that we want to keep. Only people out of contract for next season now. Tommy Aldred obviously on loan, but we might look at bringing him back. Aribe, don't think there's any chance of him coming back. Curtis Main, it just depends what striker options appear. Rodriguez-Gorin we already know about. Charles Abbey will get back to St Etienne and we'll probably look to recruit better from then. Or Salmon will go off the wage bill as well. Elliot Freer, I'm on the fence with, and Bulu I might give a new contract to, but as I touched last time, there was a few youngsters getting new contracts. Adam Livingston's one of them. He's signed up. If we get into the reserves as well, I think another one that was signed up, Barry Maguire, made sure he was fine. So if you just Shea Gordon too. So just look through, I think George Neal's pretty much going to go. Neil McLaughlin will be away. I'd imagine I'm likely to get rid of Peter Morrison and Sean Bowers and Brock Watson as well. And ATS will just go, unfortunately. Again, just doesn't rate him high enough, and it's a good 1.6k. They can go to someone else. But apart from that, everyone else is contracted for next season. As always, if we can, we'll look to push into the first team and give opportunities to the higher rated potential guys. So you're looking there at Liam Brown, Jamie Semple, Adam Kettings, Reece McClear. And we'll try and push James Scott a bit more out on loan first half of the season, but he's back. So if we can fit him in somewhere, if we've nothing to play for, we'll certainly give him an opportunity. But on to the now, so I say we are playing Hibs in the Scottish Cup. This is the 4-4-2 direct counter-attack, the away tactic that I made at the start of the year we've been playing with. I've actually given Gillespie a couple of games, so he'll start in goals. I'm going to be looking at a back four of Tate, Don Aldred and Grimshaw. Midfield four of Aribi on the left as an inverted winger, Turnbull, McHugh and Chris Cadden, and then Curtis Main and Danny Johnson up front. Gives you good options in the bench then, a bit of experience. You've got Trevor Carson, Peter Hartley, Liam Donnelly, Alan Campbell, Charles Abbey, Connor Salmon, and Alex Rodriguez-Gorin. So actually, just out of curiosity, I believe we should have one 29-year-old starting. I think it'll be mostly 23. What? 26 for Gillespie, 28 Aldred, 29 Tate. That's pretty reasonable. It's no young. It certainly could be a lot younger. But all the experience you can see is on the bench. But that'll come over time, as I say, when people leave and other players come in. So, let's crack on with it. Let's go into the Scottish Cup. Its financial implications. Could this continue to be as realistic as it has been with us losing in this and going out early? It's the poor on the forum, true to real life, getting out the quarterfinals of the League Cup, true to real life. Just a lot of stuff are measuring up to real life. So look at their team, 4-4-2 there. Interesting bit of flair in midfield with Stevie Mallon and Ryan Gold. Good bit of pace and width with Darryl Horgan and Martin Boyle. And obviously Shankland up front with Kimberry is going to be difficult. And that's including the likes of Ollie Shaw and Mark McNulty on the bench as well. Interestingly, even in Football Manager, Bagheera Mana nowhere near Hibs team. So we'll see if you perform your best. We know for a fact it's certainly not going to be easy here against Hibernian, but it's a cup tie. You just go for it and could be financially rewarded if you get a win and get through a couple of rounds. But I do expect it to be difficult. Unlike some of the other teams who've drew a lower league opposition, got it tough at the start. But here's Tate, plays it in, looking for Johnson, McHugh, Turnbull, maybe he'll cut in. And there you go. His first game back from injury, David Turnbull lays him off, and Gaboli Aribe puts it in the back of the net. Honestly, if there's a chance we can to keep him, I'll try, but I sincerely doubt we're going to have any financial resource to bring him in unless he's up for loan. So even think a transfer would just be too much. So Turnbull's got a lot more time on the ball and obviously a lot more of a role in this team in a 4. So it's interesting to see what he can do there because McHugh will sit and just give David Turnbull the freedom. Aribe again. Oh, nice effort there. It's good to see his shots in this are a lot more close to the goal than real life where he's cleared the stand a few times, but while he's shooting maybe a bit kind of poor, there's no doubt his skill and talent literally has everything bar finish, you could say. Aldred there, trips up, here's Boyle, good save from Mark Gillespie. The goalkeeping situation in FM's interesting because it doesn't have the DVT on Trevor Carson, so obviously I'm going to go with Trevor because he's higher rated in this, and really I can't call it in real life if I'm honest. They're both very, very good goalkeepers, and I wanted to keep Gillespie happy because if you keep him happy, you never know. Might not be as happy to go, and if you give him matches, his value could increase. And a few big teams and other saves have come in from him, so he's certainly someone that I'd like to, if a 500k bid came in for a second choice goalkeeper, I think it's a no-brainer. You give them the opportunity. So we'll keep it true to real life as well. If somebody gets presented a good opportunity, let them go. Johnson just wide there. No, I'm not going to deny a lot of guys a chance to play in the Premier League in England or the Championship. Happens too often in Football Manager. You just head it away, the ball breaks kindly there to Ryan Gold, and he smashes it in for the edge of the box there. Good finish. In terms of the game, very even. Shots are pretty similar. No real clear-cut chances either side. Possession pretty down the middle as well, which is decent considering I said the middle of the park would be massive with McHugh and Turnbull measuring up against Mallon and Gold. My worry is Cadden's on a yellow. He's already been sent off twice. Aldred with a header. The Turnbull free kick there. It's just far. So I think we'll probably make a change at half time. Our full right hand side for getting Tate's playing left back. Maybe we're passionate. We're not doing badly because we aren't. I'm going to take off Danny Johnson. I think we're actually going to get an opportunity for a good bit of time for Sharel Zade. Just to see how he does. I've not really used him, but because we were predominantly playing a target man, I just felt like he was not the striker to use in that situation. So it'd been hard to kind of get him in to play that kind of time when he is seemingly an in-behind striker rather than the play up to Curtis Main that we had been doing. We'll give it a bit of time. The worry is it's mostly central subs we can make, but we'll see if we can maybe improvise with a changing system. Here's Gold, Kimberry, again, don't get close to the man, he's spingy. And there you go, into the back of the net, 2-1, good finish from Florent Kimberry. He's playing out in the left, so effectively they've got 3 forward players on. Abbey to McHugh, Turnbull, and get us back out to the right. Cadden. I'll get it to the left, Aribe, ball in, penalty! Excellent, right, come on Davy boy. It's Davy Turnbull against Marciano, I believe, and he slots it home. Good goal from Davy Turnbull, 5th goal of the season. All the confidence in the world, and that's only going to continue the interest from Rangers and Celtic on. And we're going to make 2 changes. We're going to take off one of our better players. That is going to be Turnbull Aribe coming off for Alan Campbell. He's going to play where McHugh is. McHugh is going to play as a ball-winning midfielder. I'm actually going to give Richard Tate a good bit of licence to go forward. We're going to take off Cadden as well, and he'll be replaced by Rodriguez Gorin. So we're playing with basically a 4-1-3-2, but effectively Tate can have the opportunity to bomb all the way down this side. I'll keep Campbell here, just to be safe. I'll keep Grimshaw so Campbell can protect him as well. I have a mind to put Turnbull there, but we'll quickly do that. So we'll quickly put Turnbull there, and Alan Campbell is the ball-winning midfielder. Then just protects that side, gives an option there. See if we get any joy with that. Happy with that. That's a hand being shown, 3 subs, and hopefully it can be enough. Because while a replay isn't the end of the world, I just don't fancy our chances against Hibernian, if I'm honest. They're a pretty good outfit. Let's see how we do though. As I say, switching from having wingers to a more narrow system. Here's Gold. He's going to have a dig. He plays it out to Nelson, Nelom, sorry. Gold again, and Gillespie. Interesting that Ryan Gold's been pretty good in this. Not really done a lot since he's come back to Scotland on loan. Aribe with the shot, just goes wide. Obviously with him we have to watch because his fitness levels just a bit disappointing. There's a few 70 conditions when they've had such a long bit of time off. Another header there saved by Gillespie. There we go, Abe, he's got poke in there. Should say. Curtis Main. Oh, he likes that shot. The shot for about 20 yards, where he's got the man close to him, he spins him, and he just tries to pile driver it into the bottom corner. So I think because it is a cup tie, he can be a bit more braver. Just hope this isn't an injury that takes scoring off. You know, at least finish the game for his bud. We don't have anyone else we can bring on. So we've used our subs, we'll happily give you a rest after this game. Let's see, 5 minutes to go. Tate's going to throw it to McHugh. Ball in. I wonder if he didn't have his hamstring injury, if he'd have got to that. McNulty's done 2. Kimberry. And that all stems because of that Rodriguez Gorin injury. Unbelievable. We are pushed forward to try and win the game, and we've potentially cost ourselves. I'll tell the boys to push forward. That's a kick in the arse, that is a boot in the balls. Tom Aldred, you know I love my centre halves going forward if we're trailing, get him in the box as well. We're already more direct. Shoot on sight as well. Everything we can give us an opportunity. Got to confirm that. I think we've fucked it though. This is going far too similar to real life. At least we actually scored here, unlike real life we were just absolutely dreadful against County. There we go. Story of Motherwell's football manager season. Annoyingly pretty even, maybe Hibs shaded it, you know, possession. I'm saying that, but a lot more clinical in front of goal. At least half our chances were at least on target. Certainly couldn't say the same for us, but Kimberry's the one that's won it. Him and Gold, really, you could say they two and Turnbull, only 3 players to show really any sign of quality, apart from Turnbull Aribe. Was it the right decision to take him off? Maybe not in hindsight, but don't really have the versatile options that I'd quite like at his football club. But when you see us losing there, you look at that, Rangers against Inverurie Locos, Edinburgh City and Livingston, Celtic away to Stirling, it's just, why do we got the tough draws and all we get is 8k, and Rodriguez Gorin will miss the upcoming match against Hibs and probably matches against Dundee, St Mirren, and should be back for Hearts. But that's going to be it for this episode. Hopefully we can go into better things. As I say, it is always going to be the first season or two you're kind of trying to just mould the squad into your shape. You're hoping for a good few youngsters to come through. Put a lot of money into youth coaching, which is probably why the financial situation's like that, and youth recruitment as well. So hopefully we'll reap the benefits of that in our youth intake. So I'm not sure what game I'll make as the next live play. Hopefully you guys will join us for that. But until then, thanks for watching, it's appreciated. Any comments, likes, and all that jazz, deeply appreciated. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch you for the next episode. See you later, bye bye.